Hello and welcome. One more game to go here on day one of the Junior AGL for 2019. We've seen the captains for the All-Stars walk out. They would have been announced just today. And bear with me because I've been given some late number changes. We're about to see the team list though, so while they meet out in Gridiron, why don't we take a look at the South Australian team list. As you can see some of the names there, Cooper Henshaw will be starting at quarterback, I'm led to believe. Caleb Scoopworth, another big name here, and there's also, keep in mind, these numbers will be changing here. The Sharks unfortunately had a big uniform mishap coming into the tournament, so not everyone will be wearing the jerseys, unfortunately, that they were originally assigned. So we have received those changes now, and I'm double checking, and they're not the only one. The All-Stars, made up of both all three states of North Queensland, ACT and Tasmania. They have had a couple of number changes as well.
The All-Stars have won the toss and will receive. Check out, gentlemen, good luck.
Ethan Makura, he'll be wearing 47 now opposed to 52. And Jake Parfitt, defensive tackle, he'll be moving to number 63. So here we are, day three. I'm Kenny Andres. I'll be taking you through the final game today, with hopefully some company coming in soon. My code caller, I think, has forgotten where he's supposed to be. But there's a look of your All-Stars team lineup, I should say. Head coached by Matt Long from ACT. ACT actually didn't have a Colts division this past season, so we ended up heading into Gridiron, New South Wales to coach alongside the UTS side that got to the final and ended up taking it away. And he grabbed a couple of his players, and I think I've got them in my notes here. A couple of the guys who went with him and effectively played as part of the UTS contingent throughout the GNSW season. So a lot of different stories out of here. But before we get on to that, we'll go recap today's results. Queensland had a resounding victory over WA, 45 points to 8. New South Wales, they got tipped on their home defence here. Victoria, coming back to the competition, beat them 14 points to 10. And of course, we are about to see the result of the South Australian Sharks and the All-Stars. So set to kick off is number 17, Abdul Jalul. He'll boot this down a line drive that'll be collected around the 20-yard line. Switching arms now and taking it forward is number 74. That's Will Clode out of the University of Canberra, known as the Firebirds. And these are the last two teams to compete, two of which were the last two teams to arrive. The All-Stars got in around 7:30 last night here into Narrabeen. South Australia, unfortunately, have had the roughest entry into Narrabeen. Most of the team didn't get in until about 11 p.m. last night. Smashed a bit of dinner and went to bed, so had a bit more of a rushed experience here. They go the All-Stars on their very first play from scrimmage. And taking that forward is the running back Harrison Lacey from Tasmania, from the Taskino Knights. And keeping in mind, so these are made up of three different states. They haven't met each other for the most part at all until probably late last night, earlier today, where they would have had their very first scrimmage to figure out where everyone fits. But starting at quarterback is Outback Corner, the number 11, James McAuliffe. played cornerback for the Outback team, and now out of necessity has moved to quarterback. But as you can see from that first pass, doesn't look completely out of place. One of the guys heading the linebacking core for the South Australian Sharks, wearing number 38 in one of the older jerseys, is Tomoki Takaba. Unfortunately could not get his normal jersey, but he'll be making plays nonetheless. Breaking through the middle once again is number 25 Harrison Lacey, taken down after a couple of yards past the Sharks line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by number 36 Noah Duffy. And now into a spread look. And pass intended for Australian wide receiver Thomas Jeeves, returning from last tournament as well, goes over his head. In contrast to 2 years ago when the All-Stars concept first came into play, where no one knew each other, you have quite a few guys here returning from that previous campaign, as well as guys who played Outback together. So there is a lot more familiarity than 2 years ago. That should help them get to a bit of a faster start. Pitch play out to the right. Going again is the 25 and Lacey, and looks like they're picking up pretty quickly right now. This offense doesn't look like an offense made from blokes who just met each other. And 3rd and 3. The one passing attempt so far. Let's see if they keep it on the ground with Lacey once again. Low snap, but it's handled well from Mikhailov. He throws long to absolutely nobody. I think that was an example of the lack of chemistry right now. A pass seemingly attempted to Jimmy Thompson. And tight end on this offensive unit. And the Sharks have got themselves into a first 4th down situation this afternoon for the tournament. Another spread look. 3 receivers out to the left. This 3-by-1 has been utilized by almost every team so far in the tournament. Back to Lacey though. Lacey's got some space, cuts back, lowers the shoulder, and he'll be tackled there by the 17 and Abdul Qadir Jalul. Solid tackle there, but it's enough to get the first down. They'll keep this drive going as they move well into Sharks territory. Samuel Kenny, you can see one of the experienced guys of the team at left tackle, also one of the bigger guys, and another quarterback bobble there from Mikhailov. Bounces out of his hands. We saw New South Wales quarterback a game ago have the ball slip straight out. Now, the one thing I will defend both of these quarterbacks with is that these are some new balls. Probably still have a fair bit of wax on them. Might be hard to get a bit of grippage, leading to some of these awkward fumbles just popping out of the back as they're trying to make pass attempts. 2nd and 18. Again, 3-by-1. This time to the other side. Throwing off the back foot and almost intercepted, but ends up being caught, albeit for a loss of 5 yards. We caught the catch. Firstly, it was tunnel balled out of there. And then almost intercepted and eventually taken by one of the All-Star players. I think it might have been number 27. Indeed it was. Jimmy Thompson once again picking up a catch for -5 yards. 3rd and 23 now, quite a mile. Let's see what they try to do to try and lessen the 4th down blow. Lacey is going to get the carry. He's been productive every time he's touched the ball so far. Flags come flying in towards the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Number 52. Holding on the offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty. Tape down.
Holding call on the All-Stars. Number 52, which is interesting because there shouldn't be a 52 on the All-Stars team now after a jersey change. That call was made by head referee Sean Funga. Been around for a while now. He was a regular in the WAGL last year over in Perth. More trip sets out to the open side of the field. Reverse pivot pitch. Lacey will read the blocks well. He's got space to the outside. He's following fantastic blocks downfield. Will get chased down from behind eventually by the 10 in Jai Field. Getting involved with that is Abdul Qadir Jalul, who's been busy. But geez, that toss play proving to be really effective for the All-Stars right now. In any case, see if we can catch it here on the reverse angle. You can see the blocking there, and I want to take note, I think it's the All-Stars receiver number 84, Thomas Jeeves, who has built a reputation for being a fantastic downfield blocker. And now the pass will be out and caught to the far side, stretches out trying to get the touchdown, but unfortunately will be pulled up about a yard short. That attempt there was made by the 34 and Andrew Robinson. If he had a couple more yards of field, he might be able to turn that up, but alas, he's stopped a couple yards short. You see him just 3 yards shy of the goal line now. And they're going to give it to the big man, number 74. Return of the kick, and the All-Stars have opened their account and also taken first blood in this Game 3 matchup. Taking the ball in there is Will Clode. Fantastic blocking, and he gets met at the line, but with the help of a couple of his linemen, does enough to break the plane. Touchdown, All-Stars. And Clode claims the first score for the 2019 All-Stars campaign. 6-0 in favor of All-Stars. McCullough in the pistol. It's a bad snap, but he has control of it now, trying to find someone over the middle. He had multiple open receivers. Couldn't quite find the right man. And flags are now down. We'll see if we're replaying this 2-point conversion attempt.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 71. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat the try.
And that'll give them a fresh or a second attempt here at the 2-point conversion. That's a way to endear yourself to the officials. Number 2, Flinders Cameron, handing the flag back to the white hat referee. Replaying the 2-point conversion. They're a yard closer now, though. They'll try to go with a bit of a jet sweep now. And waiting for a signal. The one near me says no. And it looks like that will be unsuccessful. And, I don't know. First attempt looked to me might have looked good, but I believe the official call was short of the line. Andrew Robinson giving it a solid attempt, but the score seemingly remains 6-0. And we're going to try and slow it down here, because whilst you don't see the ball, you see a big part of Andrew Robinson's body go break the plane there. But he so quickly gets moved back, so I'm happy to go with whatever the referee's call was there. But well done to South Australia, defending the 2-point conversion from only 2 yards out, or a yard and a half out. Flinders Cameron this time looking like he'll set the ball up in the tee to boot it away. This ball will go down, it will be fielded. It's a good kick. Fielded at the 5-yard line. And flying in from the right-hand side is one of the Tasmanian players. I think it might have been number 34. Once again, the guy who was denied the 2-point conversion, Andrew Robinson. Proving to be a bit of a special teams ace too. Alright, 1st and 10, South Australia Sharks. It's a bad snap over the head of quarterback who throws it. He finds a near side wide receiver who's found some space, turned on the Jets. That's Cooper Henshaw finding his wide receiver, Sam Young, who was copping a bit of love from his coach pre-game. Said he's got some wheels, he's an athlete on the edge, and he'll do some good things. Saw our first taste of it there. Another high snap, but it's controlled nicely. Again, attacking the perimeter. This time, the short pass is reeled in by Theo Ashley. And once again, they've got to find a way to get those snaps down, but so far hasn't harmed them too badly, but it did blow up that play. Cooper Henshaw taken down for a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And much better snap there. Henshaw looking left, throwing left, and it's a quick tackle there by the All-Stars cornerback, Tyrell Sharp. Another one of these kids from Tasmania, this time a guy from Wise Guys Northwest Raiders. So 4th and 11 now after that short pass. Doesn't net any progress. And they're sending their punt unit in. Looks like punting for the Sharks will be Theo Ashley. A few personnel issues. South Australia just getting enough players onto the field now, moving them over to the All-Stars sideline. Snap solid, and sure, check that. The punter is Jai Field. He puts in a position to give a friendly All-Stars bounce, but look at this field position, and it's going to be turned around. It's Robinson again cutting back, and he's given his team fantastic starting field position, bringing it well into Sharks territory. He's a natural ball carrier. Waiting for a call here because I think there was some flags, but it looks like it might be thrown away.
Holding on the offense, number 23. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That return. The All-Stars fans watching. So good news for the South Australian Sharks. The All-Stars seemingly getting a bit of ascendancy, and they might have just been halted by that holding penalty. They're wiping out a massive return by Robinson, who's having a cracker of a first quarter. South Australia in their 3-3 stack, but they send two blitzes, and the ball's free, and South Australia have pounced on it. And I think it's in the hands of number 32 or 77, one of the two teams. And the Sharks take over. You can see it squirts out there, and then it's a fight between three Sharks to see who can get the fumble recovery. Ultimately, I don't think they mind too much. End of the day, the Sharks, they're jumping back on offense with the best field position so far for them in this game. Henshaw now, another high snap. It almost goes to the arms of the running back. Henshaw pivots, turns around, tries to hit his man Theo Ashley. Target's not quite accurate on that one there, and that brings up second down. Better snap this time, but the pressure is there. Evading the pressure is Henshaw and trying to get the ball away to Sam Young, but realistically threw the ball away. 3rd and 10 now. Getting in his face was one of the All-Star players. One thing that doesn't need too much coaching is just getting after the quarterback. Good protection. He had a man in their hands. Moritz Hindlater. There's a good ball there, but it goes in and out of his hands. And that'll bring up 4th down. Let's see how they're feeling. They'll keep Henshaw in the game. They'll go for it on 4th and 10. Deep drop. Sends the pocket. Now he might take it himself. He is quite the athlete. Breaks a tackle and gets enough for the first down. The Sharks, the ideas of a touchdown still alive now with that 4th down quarterback scramble by Cooper Henshaw. Henshaw looking for a target over left. He's found an All-Stars defender who can't bring in the pick. Missing an opportunity there is Gil Ellicott. One of the players who was selected into the Outback program and also competed for the All-Stars 2 seasons ago. Returning from the Townsville Cyclones.
Defensive pass interference, number 24. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Another situation here, first and goal for the Sharks, looking to even up the scoreboard. This is a running play, something they haven't used too much in the recent drive. Taking a carry there is number 5, Ben Keane. Now getting to the outside again was Theo Ashley. Gets him closer inside the 5 now. Tries to get around the cover defense of Will Simonton. Simonton does enough to get him out of bounds. 3rd and 1, or shall I say 3rd and goal. Let's see if they just choose to find some sort of running play to punch this in. It's another high snap. Looked like they were going for the run, but we might have a false start here. And that's exactly what we have. It always hurts the
false start.
Offensive side.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Both the attacking end zone, because defense, if they jump early, what do they give up? Another couple of inches. Full 5 yards if you're on the offensive side of the ball. Of course, the inverse is true on the other side. All-Stars send 4. The Sharks go for a quick pass. Looking for a signal, but from where I was viewing it, it looked like he was still half a yard short, and that's where it'll be brought up. You can see it there. It's a great attempt, and it's forced with the free safety there, immediately knocking him back, not allowing his momentum to carry him over the line. I don't know if it was supposed to be a run. Someone didn't know about it, and Henshaw cops a face full of turf. All-Stars getting in for a key sack and denying the Sharks any points. Taking them down as the combination of 47 and 24. And that's, of course, the experienced Enzo Balducci and Ethan Rakura. Enzo Balducci, one of the players who joined the All-Stars team last year, 2 years ago, last tournament, and ended up getting himself into the Outback squad. Competed in Mexico a year ago. And with 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the All-Stars take over, trying to add to their 6-point lead. This is a strong run from Lacey. He's had an impressive opening quarter. 20 seconds and ticking now before we see these two teams swap sides. And that will be the end of the first quarter, I believe. Now 1 quarter down. In the final game of day 1, the All-Stars, they have a 6-point lead over the South Australian Sharks. And why not recap the results from day 1 as so far? Queensland, 45 points to 8 over Western Australia. New South Wales, they lost to Victoria, the score margin of 14 points to 10. And of course, the game you are currently watching, not Tasmania, the All-Stars They currently lead 6 points over the South Australian Sharks with 1 quarter down. And looking ahead as the two teams continue to push downfield and swap sides. Day 2. This will be coming to you on Tuesday. Queensland will take on South Australia at 10 o'clock. At 12:30, the All Stars will be taking on Victoria. 12:45, my apologies. And at 3:30, finishing off the day, the West Australian Raiders, they'll be taking on the New South Wales Wolverines. Both teams still in pursuit of their first victory of the tournament. So, into the second quarter we go. Scoreboard comes back and another handoff to Lacey. Lacey's been nothing but productive so far for the All-Stars. See from the sideline there, just the way the interior of the line opens and just enough space to break through. As we approach. Well, they've got first down and 10, so I guess that's what we're going with. Thought there was a first down carry there, but a rollout design play here from McAuliffe. He's going to throw for his deepest option, and he's got space, spins past, and I think that's Robinson, who was thrown open by Concept. And that is a big explosive play for the All-Stars. Andrew Robinson getting a huge chunky yardage for the All-Stars. Another 3-by-1 set to the open side of the field. McAuliffe, he's chased out of the pocket, loads off his back foot, tries to throw into triple coverage, and he's got a grab. The receiver coming down with it. Number 16, Lachlan McLaren. Originally from North Queensland, recently relocated to Melbourne. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a Melbourne club, if you're a Victorian club, I'd be looking to see if I couldn't entice this guy to switch over once the AGL is done. McAuliffe again. With him in the backfield is Lacey, and Lacey gets another carry, keeps going forward. Mightn't have got much, but he keeps the lollipops moving forward. It's actually solid penetration there by the defensive tackle, wearing the number 71 jersey, Ethan Gailey. Unfortunately, can't quite make the tackle. Does get his hands on him and does slow him down, but breaks the double team really well. Lacey with plenty of space. Geez, the outside wide receivers for the All-Stars, they may still be trying to get chemistry, but I tell you what, one thing they don't need chemistry for is how to block. Look how well they keep the defensive backs off. Lacey barely needs to get out of second gear. top of that, it was a solid steal in there by number 54, Angus Ramsey. Making sure the interior of the inside pursuit couldn't get to his running back. Lacey lined up for the 2-point conversion. When something's working, they'll keep going to it, and that's a successful 2-point conversion. Your score now reads 14 points to 0. The All-Stars dominating the first half. A couple of explosive plays there, though. Whilst it was Lacey to finish it off, it was McAuliffe and Robinson, and as well as number 16, Lachlan McLaren, who gave the All-Stars the explosive plays to get down the field. So you see a change here, and we're in Narrabeen now, a little north of Sydney, where it's been a good day to us so far. A bit of cloud coverage and a little bit of wind here and there, but overall it's been a fantastic day for football. The Sydney Academy of Sports and Recreation is hosting the tournament for the entirety of this week. Not only that, are hosting the teams, all teams staying on campus, which means there'll be plenty of interesting moments, I'm sure, between teams competing as they cross each other during free time. But it's also a fantastic opportunity for players across the country to meet each other and collaborate. I do remember in my time playing as a junior and playing at these week-long camps, you do end up meeting people from other states where you stay in contact with, particularly those who then proceed to play outback football. It's a solid kick here by the All-Stars. It'll drive the Sharks back to their own 10. Trying to return here is Sam Young. Moves it forward, and this will start the Sharks inside their own 30. As a long pass here from South Australia, caught in stride. There goes Sam Young. The ball was caught on a string, and he's going to go the distance and will be marked a touchdown for the longest touchdown of the tournament so far. Cooper Henshaw. I thought this pass might have been tipped, but he gets it exactly where Sam Young can just get his fingers on it, and there's that explosion I was told about leading into this game. There's that quick strike. South Australia were looking for to get back into this game. Almost an 80-yard pass. See some of the coaching stuff there. Of course, the Sharks, coached by Patrick Carroll this year, taking over Yusuf Musallam. Musallam would have loved to have returned to the coaching staff of the Sharks here, but actually spent most of his year in Victoria for work purposes. But Patrick Carroll was on his staff last campaign, and well, this is awkward. They can't figure out if they want to flip it or kick it, and this one's lost. The All-Stars will take it down here. So it's 2 points out the window. The score remains 14-6. But returning to my previous train of thought, the Patrick Carroll was on the staff, the South Australian staff, 2 years ago in the 2017 campaign. Just wasn't part of the travelling staff. The travelling staff was actually made up of only 3 coaches that year, the smallest coaching staff of all the states competing in 2017. It looks like they're reloaded with at least one more this year. In any case, 14-6 now. Sharks back in action. Dulcata Jalul. He's had a pretty impressive boot so far. Let's see how far he can drive this one. And while the question is, well, the ball's been lost now. I was going to raise a question about whether his knee was down when he caught it, which would end the play there. It looks like they've retained regardless. It isn't. Let's see if we can take a look on the replay here. Yeah, I would argue that his knee was already down, so it's almost lucky for them that they got the ball back, because I'm going to be arguing over a decision about whether he was down or not. But it is something I do see get missed a little bit there when someone's retrieving a ball and they inadvertently take a knee to do so. Two by two split this time. Here goes Lacey. Lacey always seemingly has space, and I think you've got to credit the blocking for that. Isn't even touched for the first 4 yards. Big fellas, and it's an impressive full offense blocking performance here. It's making Lacey's job real easy. All Stars on the move, and this time Lacey, for the first time in this game, will be stuffed in the backfield. And making the play there is the man earlier wreaking havoc, number 71, Ethan Gailey, and also getting amongst that I think was Declan Malone. A couple of big fellas on the right side of the line. Three receivers out to the left. That's the way McAuliffe wants to go. Actually, it's been a change of quarterback, I believe. Thrown into coverage, falls incomplete. I think yeah, it has been actually. Now at quarterback for the All-Stars. And to their credit, or to their defense, they probably need to use this almost like a scrimmage to figure out exactly who has the best command over the offense. But that's number 20, Christopher Wilkins from the Townsville Cyclones. Matt Long, who's the head coach but also operating as the OC, trying to cycle through his quarterbacks and probably multiple of his skill position to see who fits where best. And punting now off the field, third down attempt. It's high and looks like he'll takes a bounce at the 30 in the direction of the All-Stars, and will eventually be down by the big man in Samuel Kenner. And I'll tell you what, he's only gotten bigger since last tournament. Just seeing head of officials, Miles Newman, out from emceeing the officials clinic. Out from emceeing the officials conference. It's a good day, Miles.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Wonderful. Tell you what, I'll chuck a headset on you.
I've got two headsets on.
Oh, well, you've already got one headset on, so I won't do that to you. But as we've alluded to throughout the day, the officials have been in over a 2-day conference, a national conference, chatting all stuff that is IFAF rulings amongst Australian gridiron teams.
I've got the head of IFAF officiating here.
Yeah,
Bill Lamonia.
Yes, you were. Yeah, I think you were telling me earlier. One of our special guests there, Bill Lamenier, head of IFF officiating, but he's also a Big Ten referee and an ESPN rules analyst. So you would have seen him on College Game Day a fair bit. So you know we're getting teaching from the best.
I'm slowly getting into it. I see you. Hello,
We'll
everybody.
talk soon. So we'll be sure to get Miles on the mic at some point. Give us an update on the situation that is officiating in Australia and the Gridiron world. 14-6. South Australia would love to light it up again with another one of these long touchdowns as to what they did last drive. And they'll go to the left flat, but it's off the hands of the 15. Theo Ashley, who's been very much a part of this offensive game plan. And under pressure already. Throwing on the run. Finds someone. I think it's Sam Young again. Bailing out his quarterback again. He takes it out of bounds around the 37. In the backfield now for South Australia is the number 5 in Ben Keane. He'll be there to help protect his quarterback. Looking for another deep strike. Over the head of Tyrell Sharp, but falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. South Australia only trailing by 8 now. Looks like they'll send out the punting unit. Punt is usually one of the stronger points of South Australian teams of at least recent history, given their AFL background. That's a solid punt being launched now, and it'll find itself out of bounds inside the 20. So Jai Field with a solid field position changing kick. The All-Stars come back with their offense and try to add to the 14 points they've accumulated in the first half so far. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Both teams sort of feeling each other out now and have an idea of what sort of personnel the other team possesses. Deep into their game plan now. Just in the background of that shot there, you saw Torin Honda and Coach Michael Kerr from WA. They played this morning. Obviously scouting out the opposition for future weeks. Future days, I should say. Lacey is taken down in the backfield, making a play. Here's one of the single-digit numbers. I think it might have been Brad Stanbury. Let's take a look. Shooting through real quick is number 2, Rogan Beard. Send him on a blitz and slices through and creates absolute havoc in the backfield there. Racks up a tackle for a loss. Deep drop. McAuliffe looking for space. Doesn't look at all frazzled when he's forced to move. McAuliffe. Eyes staying downfield, and I'll tell you what, I think that has been a theme for a lot of the quarterbacks throughout the tournament here. I think in history, a lot of quarterbacks, as soon as they sense pressure, they turn into running backs and just try to take it down. But as quarterback coaching has increased, more and more quarterbacks happy to keep their eyes downfield, try to find a target and take a hit if need be. Califf this time under pressure, and he can't evade it. Taken down by Kyle Budd. And pure speed and athleticism off the edge there. And that'll put the All-Stars in a mighty hole here, and even worries you if you're a punter because you've got your end zone right behind you. Snap's good. There's actually, I think that might have been touched. Let the punt come out weirdly. There won't be a return here, and we'll give South Australia half-decent field position somewhere around halfway. Maybe it didn't. It looked like it took a bit of a tip at the line of scrimmage. There's Sam Young on screen. And sending a blitz are the All-Stars. Forces Henshaw to run. He will do just that. Picks up a couple of yards. Makes it closer to 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. And, well, I was a bit generous there. It's officially marked at just under a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Henshaw steps up in the pocket, loses the ball, but will be recovered by one of his linemen. He's gotten a little careless with the ball as he's trying to climb the pocket. Fortunately, recovered by his lineman, Salomon. And after the recovery, still no yards gained. 3rd and 10. Henshaw again retreating, throws as he retreats well over the head of his intended wide receiver. Pass intended for Kai Cooper. And that'll bring up 4th down. They're going to send out the punting unit once more. Lights are on here now at the Sydney Academy of Sports and Recreation here in Narrabeen. Almost half time, 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. And it looks like we will play the back end of this game in a little bit of darkness, hence why the lights are already firing up. It's another Jai-Field special. He's trying to pin it inside the 10, but he actually probably gets a bit more of the outside of the boot that he likes. Everyone's standing around waiting for a decision. I think flags are back near the line of scrimmage. On. Who's been sent my way? Oh, the head coach himself. Didn't feel like dealing with the sun.
Holding on the kicking team number 38. Penalties declined. 1st down.
There was a holding call on South Australia. The penalty has been declined, and rejoining me very kindly when he's already done his shift for today is Coach Hollywood Rowe. He'll do his scouting from the booth now. Mate, what are you seeing out there?
You sounded so lonely. I thought I'd come out and help you again.
I'm not going to lie, I was extremely lonely.
Hey, listen, I'm seeing some great stuff. I'm seeing some great leadership by former Outback players there. Thomas Jeeves, Sam Kenner, Enzo, etc. Yeah, doing some great stuff. And probably the biggest turnaround is is young James Micallef at quarterback is basically, we had him at a receiver, then we moved him to DB, and now he's playing quarterback. He's all over the shop. He's loving it.
Well, that's the journey of a lot of these players, isn't it? Particularly when you're playing for a situation like the All-Stars. Bless you.
Nope.
And here he goes, Micallef, or McAuliffe as I've been calling him. He rolls out to his right, lets it fly once again. And he's kept his feet in bounds.
That is a great catch.
That's a grab to Flinders Cameron out of the ACT Firebirds, the University of Canberra Firebirds, I should say.
Really nice job there. The way he kept it where his feet in bounds. Very nice.
I'll tell you what Matt Long, I see, and head coach has done. He understands the value of the rollout. He's got an athletic quarterback. And he goes, let's put him in space and let's give him some easy throws.
Yeah, they're doing... The play calling's been really, really good so far. And they're using James's run-around skill ability, etc. South Australia on the ground, it's quite a tall squad looking on the ground there. And you can tell that, the South Australians, they are a predominantly passing league for a lot of their play calling.
We talked about how naturally they do lack a little bit of size due to the lack of bigger sports, but geez, closing down in there was a defensive tackle, intercepted! And taking that ball away from the All-Stars is number 10, Jai Field, who's been impressing me with his punting so far, but this time taking the ball away defensively. And the Sharks, every time it looks like the All-Stars are grabbing a bit of ascendancy, a bit of momentum, the Sharks come away with a big play there, like that early long touchdown or a takeaway like this.
And that was an absolute great, I think it was Sam Young that caught the pass. That thing was only like a foot off the deck, and I was right on the sideline pretty much where he caught it. It was a great pass. But that's one of those things there where, is that play calling right there of James rolling out and hoiking it, is that the best thing? We saw it before. I mean, their fullback from Tasmania, or their running back from Tasmania, Harrison Lacey, he's just give him the ball.
Exactly.
Give him the ball.
It wasn't until the second quarter where he was actually taken down for anything less than a 2-yard gain. Speaking about Sam Young, however, there's another grab there for a first down. But I got to say, he didn't have to do much. The all-round blocking from the All-Stars, especially the receivers, has been fantastic.
Oh, it's been very, very good. And that's exactly what's been happening here. I've been watching since opening get-go, is those snaps aren't fantastic for South Australia, so they've got to fix that.
I think Cooper Henshaw and his athletic ability has covered up for a lot of the sins. I think those situations could be a lot worse, but I think you're exactly right. They need to find a way to lower those snaps.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting there watching, I think, the snap go up in the air, and the running back and the quarterback are trying to come down with it.
Calling mine.
On a snap. So that's Sol Mabutu. He's just got to clean those snaps up a little bit. There's a better one. That's better, Sol.
Still looking downfield. Henshaw splits the defense and slides extremely late. Oh,
stuck under it.
Oh no, he aggressively slid there.
Actually, and he may have injured himself there, the All-Stars player, because it may have connected with the helmet. He was going for the body wrap and may have come off second best against a... Oh no, just a good solid...
Ran to Sam Kenner. Friendly fire. You'll just see here he misses it. He gets cleaned up by Big Kenner. Pick the biggest bloke you can find and run him even if it's in your own team.
I'll tell you what, it's been fantastic. I've actually been over in the referee's tent in half times and between games. Geez, it's so interesting and eye-opening what those guys talk about in the tent and the mechanics and just what are they doing. It's constant self-evaluation, and we've got some special guests here for AGOA, the Australian Gridiron Officials Association.
Miles came over for a brief cameo in the booth, and he was
good.
Yeah, he was talking about one of the big names coming in, Bill Lamonier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could have had a chance to get a photo with him and have a chat to him
before he returns to rule analysing on ESPN. And there it is, reminding you again, you're watching the Australian Gridiron League JNATS edition 2019.
Hashtag JNATS, JNATS.
Post all your photos. I know there's a lot of parents probably here travelling, watching.
I'm doing my Twitter, my Coach Hollywood at Top Gun Receivers Twitter. That's where I'm doing all your updates, hashtagging.
Tell you what, if you want a vlog experience of the camp, you won't find a better one than when you're staying here on campus. You're around the teams. Another high
Come
snap.
on, Sol.
And once again, thrown. This could be a
who was
pick
that
six. Not a receiver in sight. Returning it back for the All-Stars. He will get stopped. Is Liam Begley.
Cooper Henshaw there just making sure. I'm going to tackle you because I threw it. Is there a flag? This will be a great angle here rolling out. What's he looking at? Oh, okay. Receiver was. I'd probably say a receiver was supposed to do a comeback route of some sort.
Either that or he's just tried to back a jump ball that went awfully short.
Very short. I mean, have a look at that. The DB's in the best spot to grab it.
There's Begley, who's going to be a versatile player for the All-Stars, to the point where I've pretty much have him listed as athlete. ATH.
After the play, personal foul, face mask, for 3. Half the distance to the goal, an automatic first down.
Against South Australia, so half distance to the goal for the All-Stars, and they could really give themselves a solid lead going into halftime here. Only 42 seconds remaining before the close of the first stanza.
It's been really interesting seeing, and great interesting. Just look at these All-Stars, Townsville, Tasmania, Cairns. It was like, oh my goodness me, everyone's from everywhere.
Yeah, this year NQ is has the biggest contingent in the team. More pressure from McAuliffe. He uses that outback athleticism.
Oh, great jump.
Is it going to be which quarterback doesn't throw a pick to decide this game?
Gee, some good heads-up play by the DBs on the last play and this play. You want to jump that. That's a great jump. Couldn't quite catch the number.
We've almost got a carbon copies of quarterbacks on either sides now, haven't we?
I think both coaches shouldn't panic here. If All-Stars right here, just don't have... More damage is going to happen by James scrambling. And you're chewing up valuable time on the clock. I think we just lost 10 seconds on that play.
Yeah, you're almost better off just calming it down. Go back to your bread and butter a little bit. Hand the ball off to number 25 and Harrison.
To Harrison.
We have too many men on the field.
No, ineligible downfield. So I mean, that's what we're talking about. You've got James running around. Those offensive linemen, they're going to go down and block after so many times. They're going to stay there.
Exactly right. Especially if it's supposed to be a quick pass. They're only doing what they're taught.
Let's not forget this team only practiced this morning.
Exactly right. Got in around 7 o'clock. Had some icebreakers and got into their first scrimmage this morning. Low snap this time. McAuliffe's just going to turn into an athlete, see what he can do with ball in hand.
And got out of bounds, which is fantastic.
Does get the ball back close to the original line of scrimmage.
I mean, just set up James on a straight-up quarterback scramble. Just get the blocking ready to go.
Was he rocking that long-haired out?
Oh, yeah, that's been there forever. He's in Mexico with that, and... It was a sight after practices when he'd have it in the hairnet or
rocked up in a man bun.
No, man bun was never his thing. He's always done the soul glow. Just let it flow.
Fair play. 2nd and 11. 24 seconds remaining. They'll get it.
There you go. There you go.
Lacey trucking forward. That's a good tackle though.
The thing I won't say disappointed, but where I thought they should have gone just off the edge of this tight end tackle right there and covered it, because now you're wasting time by getting to the sideline. It's almost the same thing we saw with Western Australia this morning is more lateral than north-south.
Yeah, that was Tom Martin coming up with a tackle from his cornerback position. But especially when you're a bigger guy, you want to be trying to run over guys.
Exactly.
Around guys.
Jerome Best didn't make his living going from sideline to sideline.
Oh, the bus. Not partial to the Steelers myself, but I could make an exception for him.
And also I want to give a shout out to Alex Endel, who's been messaging me there. Unfortunately, it's a big grade 3 hamstring tear, he is done for a couple of months. Jeez, so his tournament is done, and he'll be working his way back for rehab.
Well, it's an opportunity for some of these other backs who thought they might be having as much game time and as many opportunities as they are. This is their perfect opportunity to do it, and unfortunately, this is the nature of the tournament.
Yeah, it is, but it's unfortunate too with just life because, as I said, that guy worked his butt off in gyms and did everything right and studied and became an athlete.
And from what I understand, is one of the greater coachable kids around.
And we did confirm that he did it on the spin as he was going in, not the celebration.
That's good to hear. Nothing worse than knowing that your tournament was ended by a celebration. 13 seconds remaining, 3rd and 8.
Still in 10 yards out from the end zone. Need to get something going here.
McAuliffe hands off to Lacey.
See, that's a good play. That's a good play.
And we'll get close, and the All-Stars will surely burn their last time out. If that's the case, they'll stop the clock with 4 seconds remaining. And I'm not going to lie, if I was an OC right now... did I see a ball get raced? No.
I don't say that.
Oh, no.
Who didn't take the timeout?
Someone didn't take the time.
I'm a little confused, Kenny.
Or our screen is lying to us. In any case, let's say the All-Stars lost an opportunity there to add points going into the half. We're going to take a short break. The All-Stars lead the Sharks 14 points to 6. Kenny and Andreas are now thankfully joined by Hollywood Rogue. We'll be back after the break.
Hello, Paul Mills, live streaming Brisbane.
Yes, hello. Do you only do live streaming?
No, we do all sorts of video production, from television commercials through to corporate videos. We even teach students how to film and edit. We've got 17 years worth of television production, from programs to series to websites to social media.
But you only work in Brisbane?
No, we don't just work in Brisbane. We actually travel all over Australia, and in the last few years we've worked in Perth and Sydney, Melbourne, Darwin, Adelaide, Toowoomba, Gold Coast, as well as Brisbane. Our equipment is very portable.
So what genius came up with your dumb name then?
Hello and welcome back. One more half of football left on day one of the 2019 Junior AGL. As it stands right now, the All-Stars, they have a short lead over the SA Sharks, looking at 8 points, but the Sharks do have the first possession of the second half. Bringing it back now, I think that's number 38, Tomoki Takuba. He brings it back just shy of the 30. They'll mark it down at the 28-yard line, and I'll use this opportunity to talk us through today's results. Queensland, as I mentioned a couple of times now, big win over WA, 45 points to 8. Victoria, they squeaked out a win over New South Wales, 14 points to 10. And as it stands right now, Tasmania, the TS throw me out. The All-Stars.
The All-Stars.
14 points to 6 at halftime here, one half of football for the Sharks to try and pull this back. I'll use this opportunity to bring back my commentator and John Hollywood Rowe.
We've got to bring the semicolon news back in there, so T.A.S, the All-Stars.
Or just AS maybe.
Well,
but as Cooper Henshaw is under pressure once more, he's taken down from behind.
Enzo.
It's Enzo Balducci, the All-Australian Tasmanian representative.
He had a cracker of a camp over in Mexico, I thought, and he handled adversity very well. I believe I think it was his grandfather was ill and passed away, and actually came back, and then came back again and played, and it was great. So
well, sometimes that's the best way to handle grieving, right? Doing what you love. Henshaw, half-flaked PA attempt, and now moving forward with the ball is one of his outside receivers. It's Theo Ashley.
South Australia just giving if you have a look here, look at the right side of the offensive line. They block and then they let go because they know it's going to be a quick pass out to the side, and they're heading on down the field. I think this will be a little doozy of a half with the All-Stars and South Australia. I think the way they're going, South Australia can come back in this at any time.
Well, we've seen the big play capability. Quick pass out to the right now. It's a good one. And Sam Young again. This gentleman has looked dangerous every time he's had the ball in his hands.
Just getting some, and just got to, again, Sol got to pick those passes up. Nice job. Good tackle down there. If I
just figure if they get that
Angus Belly.
Just figure if they can get these snaps right, this offense just moves so much more quicker.
And they're doing obviously the no huddle and the signals from the sideline.
3-by-1 it seems to be the formation of choice throughout all offenses today. As I've alluded to in the first half, almost every offense has incorporated a fair amount of 3-by-1 looks. That's 3 receivers out to one side, 1 receiver isolated on his own on the other side.
I'd love 3-by-1. I'd stay on it all day if I could, because it basically just says you need to respect the full width of the field, and if you don't, we'll go over there, and if you do spread it out, we'll go up the middle. It's pretty easy.
Exactly right. Good snap there, and it'll be a quick throw over the middle. It's a bit behind his target this occasion being Rogan Beard, and it make those 3-by-1 sets get even more trickier when that one receiver is an absolute freak.
Absolutely. And you can find out on the backside whether they're covering him just one-on-one or is there inside help, etc. So there's good systems going on.
More of it happening now. Over the middle they go. Intercepted. Well, is that Jeeves or Begley? No, it's neither. It's number 43. That's Gil Ellicott. Another one of the outback reps.
Big late push out of bounds there. Gil Ellicott just sitting back there at safety. He came into Mexico as well. Had a good tournament over in Mexico.
Did he almost lose control of that ball?
I think he got pushed. If you have a look, he gets pushed out of bounds, and that's where the ball comes out of bounds. He's just holding it up by the ear.
It's doing a bit of...
Well, there's us. Hi. There's us in the car.
There we are. You see another...
We're waving.
We got a corner of it there.
Got to be quick.
14-6 with that turnover. Let's just flip the script.
Well, SA were driving too.
Yes, they were.
Just checking out what South Australia's choosing to do here. Remember, this is a flag here.
Another
South Australia. Personal foul, late hit number 3,
Oh,
All
this
Stars.
got
The penalties will cancel. Result of the play, first down, All Stars.
Fascinating on both teams, so I don't know what happened there. I actually thought that maybe possibly the whole ball to head might have been a taunt.
I'm agreeing with you there, Kenny.
So
I think that's what it was.
might have been
We
the
can't
situation.
confirm, but I think.
All speculative. Low
New
snap.
QB.
This is coming back to QB. Is number 20. That's Christopher Wilkins from the Cyclones up in North Queensland in Townsville. He ended up taking the snaps for the back end of the second half.
So snaps have got to be better. Give him a chance.
As you know, I've mentioned a couple times now, they've barely had any time to gel, so this is still a bit of an experimental period for Matt Long and his staff.
Well, and I think that's a key point you make there, Kenny, is just how important fundamentals are. So you should be, it's almost like Lego, as we've mentioned a couple of times. You should be able to take any of these players and slot them in any team. The basic skills of playing this game are pretty much the same.
But all those little pieces that connect each other, sometimes it just needs a little bit of time.
Oh.
And that's another example of it. But that one, well, snaps are playing the storyteller of this game, the deciding factor. That one was low, and I think he might have been injured. Wilkins.
Missed the snap,
Or Wilkins, I should say.
missed the reverse pivot handoff. Look for the running back. And yes, you can see he's holding that right arm.
And he is not looking well, so one would assume that this would mark the return of McAuliffe. You see Cole Reynolds, one of the defensive assistants from North Queensland on the field there. And McAuliffe is back in.
New running back.
pivot. This time taking it forward is the 27 and Jimmy Thompson. It was first half was predominantly a passing threat at tight end. Now he's going to get some of his running back reps.
Yeah, I liked him there at tight end. He was doing some good stuff there, and this will be interesting now to see how he goes in there at the running back.
I'm purely speculating here. Obviously, you're the one making decisions, but there's no real specific tight ends anyone's brought into camp, it appears. There are a lot of big-bodied wide receivers, though.
Yeah, there's no. Have we seen a pure fullback? Have we seen a pure tight end? And I think, I think that's the nature of the game with these offenses that are running. You need to be versatile. And you can't just have. I'd love to see just someone who was a tight end because I think they're so important of an offensive line plus a pass threat. Great snap there.
This one, he's looking downfield as McAuliffe. He feels the pressure, circling
He's got time.
back,
He's
looking
got
for
plenty
a
of
block.
time.
Great
Oh,
block.
Kenna, come on.
And now he's going to continue running. That was a clear hit in the back there. Let's see if they do anything about that. It is a weird situation, though, because it's actually a defensive player hitting a blocker in the back. We won't see it on that angle, but we see McAuliffe's open skill elusiveness as he bumps into one of the Shark
And
stuff.
a big smile there from one of the coaches on the Sharks there.
He knows what's up.
Well, James isn't the biggest man in the world.
And that
I
is
think that was our.
the player down. I don't know if we've got the vision from the same angle we saw it at real time, but it was a pretty clear example.
Shout out to Mitch Whittick there from Townsville in the physio role there. Here we go. This will be a great shot.
So there's you see the blockers, but then
Oh,
Right there.
what is going on there, 71? That is just wrong. We're going to call you out on that.
71, that's Ethan Galley, who I was pumping up in the first half because he was doing well to beat some double teams, but you've got to get that out of your game, mate.
And if that's caused the injury, then that's just not on. There's no reason for that whatsoever.
There's tournament director there, Peter Steve, and the high vis, Matt Long, head coach. Samuel Kenner, who is going to get the nickname 40-20 at the moment, I reckon. And there's Tuesday, or game day 2's
Not results.
scheduled, not the results.
It wasn't 0-0 all day.
all day, no 3 draws. This will be the games coming up on Tuesday at 10 a.m. The currently featured SA Sharks will be taking on Queensland at 12:45. All Stars taking on Victoria, and at 3:30 p.m. as we see the player walk off now, the Raiders taking on the New South Wales Wolverines. One of those teams will get their first win of the tournament. And come walking off the field now is the All-Stars number 52, who is Cody King, who was formerly supposed to be wearing number 21. And
Okay. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that list of you because I don't have that.
Exactly right. Results day 3. Another quick look at that, and to round out our pool games on that day, it'll be New South Wales taking on the All-Stars, South Australia taking on the Raiders in the middle game, and at 3:30 Queensland taking on Victoria.
Some doozy games coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed it is, and it's all more interesting because we know what the teams have to offer now.
All-Stars screaming here for a player to get off. I have not seen Sam run that fast.
I've always thought linemen have an extra gear
Yes.
for when they realise that the
When the
old man
coach
out.
is yelling at Coach Eugene Crosby from the States last year would have been yelling at him. Get off the field.
Didn't he just came back from his time in college, was it? Or one of the Crosbys in WA? Name escapes me.
Oh, Kip Crosby.
Kip
Yes.
Crosby, there we go.
Had to pause there for a second.
Yes, I know you know how many players you're involved with, mate. You have a Rolodex for football contacts.
Well, it's getting... The lights have gone... Oh, sorry. The floodlights are on. The sun's starting to go down. It has considerably dropped a good couple of degrees here.
And guess what this Queenslander forgot to do, mate? Bring a hoodie.
This Queenslander remembered where all his ACT jumpers were. And I brought them down.
Glad to see they're getting used.
Otherwise, they do not get used at all.
14 points. Plays 6. But South Australia is back in possession. Oh.
Well, so I want to see what SA do here because they were driving on the last series.
Well, the quick throw, there we go. Look what
lovely.
happens when you get a good snap. You get run after the catch, and Sam Young,
Oh, wow.
he's still going. Young for the end zone. Touchdown, South Australia.
Let's not forget Sam had that great catch before. That's his second touchdown, I think. He had that great catch before, about an inch off the deck, and now he's busted through that. Let's have a look at this.
And he did a lot of that by himself.
Great throw by the quarterback over the middle. Just read the seam there.
And Henshaw finding his man. He gets a clean snap and gets the quick game going.
So what we're going to do is just starts with the snap. It starts with the snap, Kenny.
Exactly right.
It starts with the snap.
But it's a big day for Sam Young with his 2 long catches plus a couple of these short catches he's added to the record. He's over 200 yards.
Holy dooly.
Plus 2 touchdowns. Here goes Henshaw. Oh, nice little cutback. Dances against the grain. Adds 2 points. Guess what, Coach? We've got a locked up ball game.
Told you. It was just a matter of time there. They were moving before. Just a little bit of over pursuit from the All-Stars. A couple of little bad angles. Great job by the Sharks. That was all Sam Young there.
Well, I want to say something about the attires of the teams here. It is straight fire this year. I think all the teams have got. See, look at the All-Stars apparel.
Looking good.
Jeez, are they selling any? you reckon by the end of the week I could somehow get apparel from every single team?
Oh, I could. You won't fit into it, but you could.
That's not the point.
There's a great shot there of the grandstand and the lovely backdrop. We've got here natural bushlands.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique setting, isn't it, here in Narrabeen? Field surrounded by lovely flora and greenery.
This is the WA boys in the background there, resting on the high jump mats.
It's unavoidable whenever you're a
Oh, I was on there before. It's so comfortable. It's just like a big day bed.
14-14, a locked up ball game. 5:55 remaining in the third quarter. And we're starting to feel that both these teams are building in confidence. And this ball will just be downed safely around the 25. And a couple of teammates confirming with each other that was the right move. Looking up, hey buddy, was that the right thing to do? Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got the ball. All good.
Oh, good. We haven't lost the ball. It's fine.
25. Start from 25.
Lachlan McLaren on that play. And just for your information, Coach, just emphasising, Lachlan McLaren was part of the North Queensland competition last year, but has just moved to Victoria. So
Oh, is that why it says /Victoria?
yes,
I wonder if-
indeed. So he has obviously he's done it during the campaign, so he's not affiliated with any Victorian clubs yet.
Yep.
But
This would be interesting. I can see Coach Long having a good chat with James, quarterback on the sideline there, getting some rigorous. Here he comes. You can see he's still checking the play. There was a chat.
Oh.
There was a chat, and then
what that sounds like to me is that they've might have made a new play on the fly. Or
nothing wrong with that.
Significantly changes to
Nothing wrong with that.
So I want you to run this, except instead of him doing that, do that.
Yeah.
Instead of him doing that, and let's do it on 3.
Nothing wrong with that. Chico, you be the bottle cap, I'll be the piece of glass.
Spread formation, player in motion. It's a jet sweep by the end of it, but it's read beautifully by the outside linebacker for South Australia. We're looking at Ben Keane.
It was a very nice job. Just stepped up. As I think we said it from game 1, Kenny, you can't run that jet sweep if that outside linebacker gets outside of contained there.
You need to find some way to hem him up.
That's a great little, well done, live stream crew. That's a great little shot there of getting the Coach Long there chatting to the quarterback on the sideline there, and you can see a lot of coaches do different systems. You're seeing South Australia signal the players in, so the quarterback doesn't have to come to the sideline, and then in here, because they haven't got a system, you obviously have to get the play from the coach or the offensive coordinator.
Tell you what, if I was a quarterback, I would love that system, or I wouldn't have to run to the sideline. They tried it again, except they've gone back with a bit of a wrinkle and given it to the outback, who I can only imagine is Lacey.
Yeah, they've gone with the fake jet sweep, and then reverse pivoted just a little late and tried to give it Lacey. I don't mind that, and the wrinkle of that play is really good because you've got the jet sweep, which is, as you look at the screen, goes from left to right, which then forces, as we saw, the linebackers to widen. Then you reverse pivot, give it to the running back, who then not comes back to the opposite, comes to the same way as the jet sweep, because the jet sweep has forced everybody to spread.
Exactly right, especially that play side linebacker.
Well, big blitz from South Australia.
Oh, but they've gone to the outside. They found a little bit of space here. Running that ball with vigor is big Jimmy Thompson.
It's just great to see all the different helmets from all the different teams they play.
Yeah, I do love that. No disrespect to any player who chooses to grab a state helmet, but I always thought that was one of the best things you could do. And it's the one piece, and I don't know about everyone else's camps, but it's the one piece back when I was a player, was allowed to rep my home club with. Otherwise, you wear state apparel, you wear non-team affiliate stuff.
Yes.
But your helmet's the one thing you rep your club, and you rep it proudly. And this punt is an awkward one, and will be downed. And good awareness there by the number 23 and Angus Bailey, and you would expect that from someone who's played as much football as he has by now, to pick up the ball and not just down
That's
it with a
exactly
hand.
right. Well, also, you see a lot of yellow helmets out there today. That's the former Outback helmets. Again, nothing wrong with them wearing that because they've only worn them for 3 games, really.
That's an exception I can get around.
And they're fitted perfectly, I might add,
Yeah.
because they do cost a bit of money.
I think you want to highlight those guys who have been of recent Outback. Of course, you have to have been an Outback player to do it. You can't.
Oh, I go down to the shop and buy one. Oh, I play for Blues State of Origin. I'm wearing a Blues jersey.
3:30 remaining in the third. Coming out of a All-Stars timeout there. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, it was a penalty.
It was a penalty.
Too many men, I think.
Oh, doozy, and that is a first down
There's
for the All-Stars. They're rolling.
Sean Fanger laying down the law. Fanger, sorry. Energy's back up for South Australia. They start to realise the urgency of the matter. They pitch this out to Jimmy Thompson. Jimmy Thompson's trying to break the first tackle, and he ends up getting dragged for another couple of yards and ends up being about a 5-6 yard gain.
Just got to watch these reverse pivots here. They don't take too long. See how long that's taking. I've seen some linebackers get downfield real quick and almost intercept the ball just on a pitch. So we just have to get that right there.
Yeah, there's no point of the whole misdirection pitch if the linebacker's blitzing. Ticking under 2 minutes in the third quarter.
We're just getting a little cool here.
Yeah, it is. I might even shut my door out in half a second.
Shut the gate.
We're going to save those calls for later in the day, later in the week.
Later in the week. Oh, I thought there was. Oh, here we go.
And lowering the shoulder, running big boy football. That picks him up another first down, and it's Lacey. He's doing everything he can to capture the attention of certain people and putting his team on the front foot.
Sam Kenner, nice little just kick out block there.
And talk about the ebbs and flows of games right now. This is a situation where I think everyone can feel the game's lulled a bit.
Mm-hmm.
This is an opportunity if you're a coach to try and capture someone snoozing.
Absolutely. I mean, as I said, we're driving here with the All-Stars, and it's 14 all. South Australia have shown the goods here in the second half.
McAuliffe, man in motion, making this a 3-by-1. An awkward situation there, but it's
that
eventually
was a
handed
nice
off
counter.
nicely. And the counterplay will net them another first down. No, they've changed it off to 2. Let's see how close he got.
Just setting some things up there. You can see the reverse
Picked up
pivot
8
there.
yards.
Big counter and wait. Are they setting something up? Is it just handing off to Harrison for a fake for James to start scrambling the other way?
Second and short. Not a bad time for play action. But Jimmy Thompson is the man with the red cleats back at running back.
Only a single high safety. He's only about 12, 15 yards off.
This time they'll run a basic toss to Jimmy Thompson. And he gets airborne for a hot second, and that'll get them closer. Still not a first down. Might have made a couple of inches.
Andrew Robinson out here for All-Stars. He's got to hold that block way longer. He's locked up there and just got thrown to the inside.
Angus Ramsey, though. I think, especially in some of the outside zones and whatnot. Ooh, as we look
Green
at the
screen of
there.
death.
The old leave a hand behind at some of the outside blocking, but you probably need a little bit more than that.
3rd and about 3. 3rd and 2.
Yeah, I think they might have actually lost some yardage there. Might be a long 2.
This would be just get the first down. This is a type play because you're rolling.
Well, they've got the right man in there for it.
He's back deep too.
And that's what they'll do.
There you go.
North-south.
There you go.
Breaking tackles. What is it about him? Like, no one seems to be able to touch him within the first 4 yards.
All aboard.
Oh,
All aboard the Lacey
line.
train.
The Lacey line.
I think we'll have a look. It's just nice, easy. Let's have a look at the front here. Just nice, easy blocking for the offensive line. Just take them where they want to go.
Looks like this will take them into the fourth quarter.
Just moving good.
And that'll
That's
be
a bit of a shame. I thought the All-Stars were rolling there. You don't want fourth quarter to interrupt you.
take away the momentum. And coach, this is something you learnt in your coaching history. You're in a Sunbowl on an extended break, and how much that zapped
Oh yeah.
your offense.
But that's okay. But you're getting the motion here, so it's like they're rolling well. They've got something going. Those O-line for the All-Stars are just getting the right angles and just chipping enough. I mean, it's not rocket science. Don't overthink it. Oh, we were just on the shot there, everyone. Missed it again.
The Australian Gridiron Nationals. Gee, there's 29.
Oh, there we are.
There we are.
There we
Let's
are.
see if we can open this
If
one
you
up.
look in the...
There we
Oh,
go.
you've opened the door. Open the...
Oh, look at that.
There we go. Look at hey! Watch me drain the... Oh, sorry. Watch me drain the battery.
Probably confusing all the referees out there.
There's somebody high beaming some stuff on the car.
Can you get flagged on commentary?
You can. I've actually been ejected.
Oh, no way.
I have been ejected.
Oh,
by
spoken in
a
earshot.
hilarious referee back in the day, Terry Schwarner. I was ejected from commentary because basically I was calling the plays and the penalties before it would happen. Not my fault.
I had a situation like that. Is actually one of the coaches back at Brisbane was upset. He's like, "Don't call the play." And I'm like, "If I can see it, I'd like to think other coaches can see it."
Looks like a run to the left. Oh, it's a run to the left.
Maybe it's a little different when you're calling out reverses, but
But yes, if you are in the arena or the field
you
as
can
such,
be ejected.
you can be ejected.
Guess what-
As I was.
Guess what I saw? Guess what I saw ejected the other day. at a baseball game, the music guy, the DJ,
Oh,
got because he played after a badly missed call. He played 3 blind mice, and the ump's gone and thrown him out.
oh, you're out of here. That's hilarious.
I don't know who to respect more out of
The
that.
DJ guy. DJ guy.
14-14, start of the 4th.
Nobody going with motion.
And Lacey, he's men in the backfield.
Yeah.
South Australia's had enough of his forward
I
progression.
couldn't agree more. I think they've gone to the well too many times there with that delayed counter. They've either got to do something with that jet sweep or get something else going.
It's Flynn Cameron jumping in for a stop. Filling in at... no, sorry, wrong team list. Number 2, Rogan Beard. My apologies.
Gee, Lacey, I'm gonna tell you what. Lacey does not look. He doesn't look tired. You can see he's holding his hand there, but he's not. He's not sucking air. He's still ready to go. He's been the workhorse.
That he has. They've been rotating him in with a couple of the other backs. Jimmy Thompson, most recent. And he remains in the backfield. They've gone to the same player but switched sides.
Yeah, can't do that.
And they've got the same result this time. Stuffing that play is number 10, Jai Field. Picked off a pass earlier.
Third down, about 13. It's been interesting too. I mean, look, Lacey's been the workhorse here for the All Stars. I mean, we had Finn poking home for the last game. I thought he was he was on fire. When the offense is calling out whether you're on the field or not on the field,
You know,
that
you've
you've done something well. And I thought Jaden Pullen-Smith this morning, is that it for for Queensland? The receiver.
Yeah,
he had
Paludan, yeah.
yeah, he had a great game this
3
morning.
touchdowns. A couple of PATs if you want to factor that in his performance. McAuliffe rolls to his offside, throws a pick. And
He's pushing his own guy.
His own guy. That's all right, but it's your own guy. Thought we were going to see a few more ejections.
Very interesting. I think most of James's picks here have been to the side because he's rolling that way. I'd be interested to see the stat tracker.
Yeah,
Is that all those picks would have happened almost in the same spot.
LSB stat tracker.
Love the signals on the sideline there. It was the birdie dance.
You know, it was the worst thing when I used to signal to my defense. You know, as trying to involve players into play call, I let them pick the signals. Worst decision of my life.
Okay. But they got it though, right?
The things they made me do on the sideline.
But they got it,
They
right?
did get
there
it.
you go.
Absolutely. I've never Gangnam styled since. Here we go.
Oh,
Running forward now is Henshaw. They try to simplify the playbook just a little bit, I feel.
the needs of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yeah, fair point.
Again, South Australia sort of still going in this no huddle.
Still plenty of time to break this deadlock. As they take it down here on 2nd down, Henshaw will throw to the flat to his running back. Running back wants to dance, won't be allowed to. So he'll leave his friends behind. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Actually, just pointed there. You can see one of the down chain markers there pointing at a divot. Actually, this field, it's still going all right, but there are some divots. I was out there before just trying to pat some down, and there are some chunks.
I'll tell you what, does it look heavy underfoot there? It's a very healthy field, but it just retains a lot of
It's a little
water.
heavy. He's going to get the first down. He's out. Oh, that's close there.
It's close. I don't know if we'll have a sideline shot of that because that'll be close. I
All good.
would have been signaling as a quarterback immediately, doing whatever you can to sway the decision. Or as the old running backs do, you get tackled and you move the ball
That's exactly right.
full arm's length forward.
I mean, there's a good shot of the ground there, Kenny. Yes, it is. It's looking good, but it's quite thick.
Yeah, you can see them losing
It is
about
heavy.
an inch of their boot as they step down. Stark contrast to last tournament played on a runaway base surface, which obviously isn't the old rubber pellets that it used to be, but
Thank goodness for that.
I'll tell you what, that was fast. You didn't want to get tackled on it, but you felt fast.
That's why you didn't. That's why you were fast, because you didn't want to get tackled.
You'd be finding all those black...
Have SA got
Pellets
a
in
trick up the sleeve here? No, they're going to go with it. It's close.
No blocked punts yet, although it was awfully close. He had to get a lot.
Oh, no!
And SA's got the ball back!
SA!
I think that picture sums it up. You can see number 74, Will Claude, just stick his hands on his helmet, saying, "Oh no!"
15 done a hammy there. 15's done an ankle.
And this time,
I mean, look, how do you stop someone from trying? Just get the ball. He was too worried about the player. He had speed to burn. And you can look at the sideline of the South Australia. Great to see.
Andrew Robinson. We had a nice reception earlier. Unfortunately, makes an error. A boo-boo, if you will, on special teams, giving the South Australia offense a bit more life. 8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. Plenty of time. They don't need to rush things. And here is Sam Young, who's been nothing but productive this afternoon.
Just getting the ball out wide. Over pursuit there by the All-Stars. It's good to see tournament manager Peter Steve out there. He's on the All-Star sideline doing the ball boy.
And here it is. You've got to cover everything if you're going to take on that tournament director role. This time out to the flat. Nicely caught by Young. Shaked. Now he's looking to bake. And he's lost the ball! And we've got another turnover. The drama continues in the fourth quarter.
Love this game. Love this game. Let's have a look. Young was doing great. Look at Sam Kenner following down there. Who's going to get the ball?
And maybe we'll get it on another angle. But second, there we go. This will be good.
Going for the pick. Good step. Good catch. Now, has he just lost it? No,
Yeah,
no, it's a great job there.
Stripped, I think.
47, the linebacker, I think I saw there.
Number 47, Ethan Rakura. Doesn't surprise me. He was one of the guys labeled to contribute defensively on this team. So now,
Here we go. We got the drive.
talk about a rollercoaster emotion for the Sharks. We saw how elated they were.
That's why I love this game. He goes from
can
one
give and
emotion to
take.
another. Let's have a look. We've got about 8 minutes to go. Can they drive the field? Can somebody get a score here? Oh, James, here we go.
He's looking for someone.
Oh,
he's
he's
looking
hoiked it.
long. He wants an intercept.
Who was there?
Well, shall I say?
He wants an
The
intercept.
player wants an intercept.
I'm sure James was throwing going, I want an intercept of this.
Shayton Perkins
Just
this
throwing
time
it.
got
You
to
can
the
just
hands.
tell he's looking. Too many people down there. Looking for Lacey. Flags down.
And you can see a couple of the opposition coaches talking in the background there. Or a couple of coaches in general, I should say.
Coach
Torrin
Wolf
Honda
there.
and
Coach
Wolf.
Kerr.
Wolf. He'll be jumping in the booth with me in game day 2.
He was looking forward to it. He got a sample
Personal
of
foul,
myself and
hands to the
PT. Now he
face,
knows what to
defence number
expect.
71. 15-yard penalty and automatic
Wolfie
first
is,
down.
He's got an everything he puts his hand to, so I'm sure he will be wonderful. Also joining us on day 2, Stacey Spear for one of the games there.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, multiple women's New South Wales representative and outback. And also Dane Robinson, the most recent women's Wolverines head coach. So
The sultry sounds of Dan Robinson.
plenty of talent and experience coming through.
Well, it's going to be
throughout
great
the
just to
week.
get different people in with you to chat about. I'm sure people get sick of you and I talking all the time, but
Oh.
it's just great to have other people share their experiences.
Exactly right.
Here we go,
goes
James.
McAuliffe
Just go yourself,
slices
James.
through.
Go yourself.
I think he'll let instincts take over. He'll lower the shoulder. Comes off second best.
And knows where the referee is to flip it over the shoulder. Oh, I love it.
The flick.
While staring down the opposition, he has a look and then just knows where the referee is to flip it.
Does the old
I'm
Madden.
looking at you, but I'm going to flip it behind.
And another. Was that a flag or was that? I think it was a case. I think that's Coach
It's Wolfie there.
He might be departing for the day. He's done his scouting duties. You left him off the clock there.
Yeah, he's gone back.
Illegal block in the back on the offence number 84.
Giving you an extra set of
10-yard
eyes on the day.
penalty. Repeat, first down.
And there is a block in the back in that
Oh,
last play. And once again, we talk about anytime these quarterbacks start scrambling, havoc ensues. Now it will be first down and looks like 13 to me.
yeah, still first down. Look at SA plugging up double A gaps there.
Oh, wisely, but
Oh,
Lacey
here we go.
doesn't
Lacey.
care. He's found this nice sideline, And we'll take this down for our first down. Big boy got out to the open space for a little bit.
Not a bad little run there. Just saw the gap. No, I'm going to bounce it. Oh, look at that. That's a great way. See how he's covering the ball there, Kenny?
Oh, and
Knows
even
what
gets
he's
the
doing.
exchange.
Very nice job. Let's see what they've got. Don't panic. Don't panic.
Keep calm, as the old poster suggests.
Keep calm. A new running back in.
I think it'll be Jimmy Thompson back in the frame.
It was interesting too with that last play, as I said, because look, we got 3 down linemen there. It's like it's a 3-3 basically from South Australia, and they're blitzing double A's.
And that will end up being a good run for the All-Stars, picking up about 4 yards on that play, bringing them to the 50-yard line. And, well, they are an undersized team, self-admitted and quite obviously, so they need to make up for it with speed and blitzing, and exactly what they're trying to do right now.
Exactly right. Mix it up.
Especially the double A gap blitz, that's utilised a lot in the NFL nowadays. Showing double A gap pressure and then bailing out.
Going nose tackle there, 3 down line.
Bit of an
7 in the
underfront.
box there. Here we go. He's timing it.
He's
That
trying
middle
to get
linebacker.
there, and they get through, and unfortunately for the All-Stars, the pass bounces off the turf, incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down. And this is an interesting decision for the All-Stars.
Go with the hard snap count because the middle linebacker's blitzing on downset hut.
You tell you've coached a little bit before.
But again, these guys have only just met this morning, so it's either go on first sound or see what you can do.
I think it's almost, was it 3rd down?
It is 3rd
I've
down.
already changed it, so I thought it was 4th.
3rd about 6. Seven up again. Yeah.
Caught him, you called that. They've got a free play.
Free
They're
play.
running forward, and the only thing that could have made that play better is if they just had a get downfield play called for that particular situation.
No, nothing wrong with that. They got some yards there. If that is against South Australia, I'm happy with that call that I made.
Long well
Offside on the defence.
Tip of
Penalty
the
will
cap.
be declined. Result of the play, first down.
done. Also well executed by a bunch of offensive line who've just jumped together to hold their water.
Done well. And South Australia are bringing good pressure though, so they have obviously found something they want to do here with their 3-3 stack with the extra linebacker here at the bottom of the screen. I think it's number 4.
Yeah. Kyle Budd.
There is, if they want to get that ball out to the left side, there's minimal pressure.
Well, that's exactly what they eventually do. It's Lacey again. Forward progression takes them well into a shark-infested turf.
Oh, champagne comedy.
Time is now starting to become a factor.
It is.
You know, start of the 4th, no need to panic, but inside 5 minutes, now you start thinking, when's our last? How many possessions have we got
Exactly
left?
right.
I wouldn't say you have to start getting a little more urgent, but you need to start understanding the weight of each play now.
Let's see if also too some of these players are heads up smart. Do they deliberately run out of bounds? Do they deliberately stay in bounds? Do they think they know what's going to happen here? So let's see how also these young men can manipulate into the game as well. They get what's happening.
McAuliffe. Put someone in motion. They go back to that little counter again. And they'll plug it up at the middle. They might be trying to soak up as much time as possible before they attempt a kill shot.
Good job by Alex Rossi, I think it is there from Adelaide, just filling in, seeing that it was a run in the middle, just getting his head in there, getting involved in the action.
And
You can see the shadows here, Kenny, on the field. So we've got the lights on. The sun has gone behind the mountains.
Solomon Mobutu looks like he's been doubling up. He's now playing defensive tackle as well.
There's the fake by James taking the kill shot now.
Oh, way to come!
Oh,
I was
geez,
about
well
to-
done there.
Thought he came back and would grab out of there, so credit to the defense. But
Is that Chris Lieberens? I've got him down as a QB, but sorry, number 12, Caleb Skipworth. Is that who you got? Number 12, Caleb
Number
Skipworth.
12.
Yes, there it is. Nice work on the defense there, just
Yeah.
jumping up.
do you know there are two 12s? One's playing defense, one's playing offense.
Nothing wrong with that.
And
Sorry, if that's defense, that's Jordan Checker then.
yeah, Jordan Checker.
Sorry, I don't have Jordan's on my list, so that was Jordan Checker on defense. Well done. That was their kill shot they were going for. Just lucky it wasn't
Trying to take
intercepted
that.
again.
Let's see if they just start to bring things. They look to get the clock moving again after that incomplete pass.
Yeah, I'd like to see them just keep. Look, they're only 15 so yards, 20 yards out.
Oh, bad snap, but they get to get the ball to Jimmy Thompson. Jimmy Thompson's crushed by the rest of the Sharks. Look at all these Sharks swarming in.
Just going to bring up third down.
Third and long as well. Now here's the question: do you look for a pass because you're trying to get in the end zone, or are you more concerned about the clock and you want to keep that ball moving? Try to run the ball because you've been doing it effectively, and you might even put yourself in a position.
Well, that's for me,
Make it
Kenny.
fourth
That's
and
easy. Is you just be control of your own domain. So just run the clock down to be in a position to score and not give the ball to the opposition.
Like,
I mean, again, don't overthink it. Just go. Take your time. If we score, you see those images of the running backs get down to the 1 yard line, take a knee. No, just get in the end zone and score.
We'll
That's
deal with the rest
fine.
later.
We'll deal with that. But no, don't overthink it here. You got plenty of time on the clock. You just methodically. You got it's third down and 8. You know, even if they don't have a field goal kicker and it's fourth down and 3, you've got Lacey in the backfield. Just go.
Exactly right. That's what I thought. I wouldn't be surprised to see back-to-back running plays here. Don't try to be anything you're not, especially in day one.
Absolutely.
That being said, the All-Stars took a timeout, so that stopped the clock at 3:13.
Both with 2 timeouts left. And South Australia will be going, okay, we want the ball. Let's go. We got 3:13. That's plenty of time. And we've seen the way we've seen Sam Young and the QB connect at the moment is just getting to the outside, and that's what SA's offense is designed to do, get to the outside, which then gets you to out of bounds, so you can work this clock. A couple of scenarios here. Both favour both teams playing to their strengths.
Third and 8. Final game, day 1, 2019, Junior AGL, a.k.a. JNats.
JNats19, hashtag JNats19.
Get us trending. At least in Narrabeen.
Pressure.
Oh,
That's a good
miscommunicated
job, Lacey, there picking it up.
snap. Yeah, heads up play by Lacey, but that might have killed a lot of the game planning that Matt Long might have had for the next 2 plays.
It's fourth down, so you're going to make a pass, and you'll either go for the end zone or go for a first down, which is pretty much the same.
I think this is one of those situations, though. One particular pass set they were successful was the open side to the right side of the field, that high-low read that McAuliffe actually managed to find the deep receiver a lot. That's the one play that's worked. I think that's the one play you go to. And, it gives you the option to let McAuliffe to try and get there. 'Cause remember, they don't have to get a touchdown here. McAuliffe might be able to pop off a 10-yard run or a 12-yard
And this is
run.
interesting. SA have used the timeout. This is their timeout. There's Peter Steve there on the bottom of the screen with the fluoro green with the ball under his arm. He's tournament organiser and has been doing a great job.
Not too bougie to be ball collecting.
Yep, and also he's probably organised. He's probably putting out a spot fire on his phone as we talk right now. He's in bacon pancakes or spaghetti again.
Speaking of spaghetti, we've just had some spaghetti bolognese chips. Who would have thought that flavour existed?
Who would have thought that flavour wouldn't be able to get right? Me.
No surprises
Oh,
there.
it was terrible. I had one. It was like a tin of spaghetti.
Yeah, it was spaghetti, all right. Just the
7
worst
months old.
kind.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. 4th and 13. You can see they need a first down at about the 10-yard line. Here comes the blitz.
And now McAuliffe will observe. He wants to throw long, and that's where he'll go for the end zone.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. A great catch, just 1 or 2 yards too long. That pass was caught out of bounds by number 34.
Gee, nice job of... Oh, good stunt there by number 5. A twist there. I think that's Ben.
Dropped anyway, my
Ben
apologies.
Keane for South Australia. Really nice twist play there. Hey, great. I thought the call was great. For the corner there, you got the speedy guy there going from the Spears, Canberra Spears, heading for the corner. Just a little bit more timing. That's all that was missed. I thought the play call was great. Put your one-on-one guy bursting to the side, outrun everybody. Just timing. That's all it was.
Yeah. Maybe this will come with as the tournament progresses. I'm a little surprised to see Thomas Jeeves not have as much of an imprint on this game.
There we go. Doing South Australia doing what they do. Get to the outside.
Done it well this time, picking up a first down for the Sharks is Ben Keane. This time on an offense, is that right? Number 5.
I think that's right because he was just playing defense a second ago. Yeah, linebacker, running back. I've got him down as.
There you go. Well, there you go. We've seen him in both positions now.
You can hear us from the side. I don't know if you can pick it up on the screen here, but South Australia are on the cheer.
Rooting and hollering. You've got to be your own cheer squad in these sort of situations.
Oh,
Ball tipped safely into the turf for an incomplete pass.
Again, no huddle. Second down, 10 yards.
Big Mabutu there at defensive tackle.
Solid, Kenny. Solid. See what they come up with. Here. Stock standard. Oh, he was quick. That receiver was quick on the far side. Pass package.
Over the middle. Is that picked
That
off?
is picked.
Yes, it is by Ellicott. No. Sorry, it's Rakura. The other 40 number.
Gee, that was a great job. Just dived in. Look at him back up. Stare it down. Jump in. Really nice job to get those elbows underneath the ball too. That's fantastic work.
So many times you see those passes get marked as incomplete.
And the way he changed direction
Personal
to
foul,
come back.
roughing the passer.
I don't know if I just
Defense
missaw that,
number
but was that
65.
almost like a no-look pass?
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Did you hear that?
Oh, it is
Passing
roughing the passer.
Wow, I thought for a second just on the reverse angle that he's tried the
The
Matty
no-look.
Mahomes no-look there. And I'm like,
No look pass.
if that's the case, I wouldn't try that again. This time, let off the hook with a momentous
This is not too bad for South Australia. Yeah.
roughing the passer call, which moves them deep into All-Stars territory. They're going
Take a
deep
shot.
again.
Oh,
Pass is
wow.
caught! Sam Young! Your fingerprints are all over this game!
Oh, dear me. But look at the pass from the quarterback. This is sensational. Sam, you need to buy your quarterback a Coke. Have a look at this pass. Just down there. Led him nicely there.
Dime and keeping him protected as well, away from their safety. That's Cooper Henshaw dropping a dime for the third time. Sam Young on the other end of it for an equal amount of times.
Just a really nice pass play. He's down the seam. He threw it just enough away from the safety that the safety wouldn't have been able to get over there, and led him very, very well. Great pass. And Kenny, it came off of roughing the passer call. They had an intercept. The All-Stars. How this game turns.
Trying to make it more difficult for the All-Stars with
There
2
we go
minutes
himself.
remaining. Henshaw. What a drive there from Henshaw. Finishes it off. And that's 3 touchdowns for him now and a 2-point conversion. Just gets to the outside and beats Claude.
Yeah, just the defensive end need to get a little bit more pressure. I want to see here what is it number 34?
Robinson. For the All-Stars.
Indeed. Yep, Robinson. I want to see if he gets it. He was jetting before, so I want the ball to go to him. See what we can do.
Oh, I'm just trying to read the body language of this sideline. You know, this team hasn't exactly been built on a brotherhood yet over a summer of training
No, but
together.
they're just playing for each other and playing for football. You can tell All Stars now are just in a little bit of 6s and 7s. They've just sent 2 on. And short numbers. Let's see which way they're going to kick it. Is it going to be to Jeeves or is it going to be to Robinson?
Dare I attempt the idea that they've practiced a reverse? It won't matter because that
Oh,
kick is
my
awkward.
lordy. I thought there was going to be a scoop and score then.
Well, they're going to fight for the ball here. Now, from our angle, I couldn't tell if that went 10 yards.
Cool. This is a Mal Meninga side squib kick here. See? Yeah, it was interesting. Anyway, don't overanalyze it. It was interesting.
I'm just trying to see which team's going on the field. Looks like the All-Stars have retained possession.
And they are pretty much at the centre of the field. Gives them great field position.
2 minutes.
There we go.
Yeah,
Look at
well,
this.
truly 10 yards.
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, from where he was, that would have been legal.
Oh, get this theodolite out, Kenny. We're going to have a look at this. It's all right, though.
I don't think anyone's blowing up about the decision, so just 1 minute away from the 2-minute warning. So
I mean, look at this. The ball is on the 38 of South Australia.
it's an odd risk they took on that.
James Miklos checking the wristband there. Let's have a look. Is this going to be a pass? It's going to be a nice give. There we go.
Lacey once again gets to get a head of steam going before he makes contact with the secondary. And that's a fresh set of downs. And that'll be the first. That'll be the 2-minute warning, the first of 3 potential time stoppages for the All-Stars. They've got 2 timeouts they can use.
What happened here? Player's gone down really quickly there. Just caught that off the edge of the camera.
And he's
I'm not sure if he tripped over while he was going back to the huddle or did it happen in that last play. He does not look happy.
Well, whatever it's happened, he thought he was fine, got back to the huddle, and he's just succumbed to the pain, though. What I was worried, though, it might have been a head injury, because sometimes you've seen that with players before, but it looks like he is reaching for a lower leg or something like that.
That happened all of a sudden. That's one of those plays there where, I'm good, I'm just going to turn around and run, and all of a sudden you can't.
And then the pain starts to kick in, and you're on the floor screaming for a doctor. We are close to the conclusion of day 1 of #JNATS 2019 for the the Junior Australian Gridiron League, I should say. The format, as we know, it's going under the title AGL, has been since 2015, I believe, my count.
Okay.
But the competition
14? Did we do AGL 14 Sun Devils?
As far as the junior tournament,
the juniors,
2015.
Gotcha. Yep.
But as far as a national tournament format has gone, first one I believe was held in 2004. That was won by New South Wales. Just recapping the results. Queensland 45-8 over Western Australia. New South Wales went down to Victoria 14 points to 10. And right now, the game you are watching, the South Australian Sharks were down at half-time, have since taken the lead. They're ahead 22 points to 14 over the All-Stars. Of course, we're taking an injury break right now. And just to give you the further heads up on Monday's games. Tuesday's games, let's get that right. We're losing track of our days here. Queensland, they'll open up the day again. They'll take on the South Australian Sharks at 10 a.m. 12:45, the All-Stars taking on Victoria, and then rounding out day 2 of games, the Western Australian Raiders up against the New South Wales Wolverines. And then the last day that will start dictating seeding for playoffs. Opening the day is the Wolverines taking on the All-Stars. Game 2, South Australian Sharks taking on the Western Australia, and Queensland, they will be taking on Victoria in the afternoon game on day 3. That will be Thursday. And then your final system from that situation, they will be their win-loss record will dictate what seed they are, and then you will see 5th place 6 on the Friday game, the lone game on the Friday, And then on Natty Saddy, as I've labelled it, National Championship Saturday, as we see the player making his way off the field now, you will see third v fourth, and then of course the National Championship first seed versus second seed happening from 3:30. That is Malone making his way off the field, I believe, number 68, Declan Malone. So he might be in for a bit of an extended stay, unfortunately. We've already had one player, unfortunately, out for the tournament. Sounds like Alex Endel, the promising running back out of Western Australia. His tournament well and truly over. As we get closer now, 22 points to 14. All-Stars now looking to tie the ball game. There is no extra time here, so the best and most likely scenario here for the All-Stars will be a draw. They give it to Lacey. Lacey's got space, bounces it to the outside, looking for the sideline, showing a bit of awareness there, looking to try and stop the clock, and the official agrees with him. He did get out of bounds. That'll buy them a few valuable seconds. Second and 5 now. Clock safely stopped. McAuliffe looking at the wristband, checking over for the play that will get his team going forward. It's another call upon Lacey there. Lacey doing a great job. Stopped the clock on his last run, and I think he's earned himself another first down on this run. No, check that. He is about half a yard short, if that. They'll go back to Lacey. Lacey has to cut back against the grain. Hard to tell from that angle. It looks like he might be short once more. Good job. No, check that. And once again, it's
no huddle here, Kenny.
Under 1 minute left. McAuliffe's just calling plays from the wristband. 3 straight carries to Lacey. Make that 4. Bounces it to the outside. Fatigue starting to wear in. He does get north. That is a first down.
I heard a double whistle here. We got...
And a couple of yards. He's earned 5 yards on that particular run. 4 straight carries and about 15 yards.
He's getting a rest. Lacey's off to the side. The big dog a rest.
Matt Long desperately calling his offense. No timeout was called. I don't.
Yeah, I've got a timeout. I heard the triple
cool.
whistle. Just got to figure out who called it.
Thought for a second that Matt Long was trying to get a huddle going without any time. He was desperately calling his team over. There he is, trying to find the inspiring words. Kyle Reynolds with him now as defensive assistant.
Oh, really? I thought that was Ned Kelly had come back to do some coaching on the sideline there.
And that was... Also still have a timeout left, as does South Australia. 42 seconds remaining here in the final game of the first day of the tournament.
It's been a mega day for both teams, I think. Here we've seen deficit standouts and players that just won't quit. I think Sam Young's had 3 big long runs. We've seen Lacey with just powering away.
And now it's Jimmy Thompson coming in to spell in a running back.
A corner
blitz
blitz
off the edge, and it's going to be successful. Taken down. Great play call from the South Australian defensive staff, getting in for a tackle for a loss, number 36.
Great call there from SA coaches there. Corner blitz.
That is Noah Duffy getting in again. It's not the first time they've sent him off the edge.
Great call. And what I enjoyed about that, Kenny, was they've obviously sent him off that side, either for a couple of reasons, it's a short side, or that they thought that the All-Stars were going to run that side. And what we've seen the young man do is then realise it's not to his side and chase it down from the back. That was a great job.
Pursuit. Nick Kelly, the defensive coordinator for the Sharks. Credit to you, sir.
And I did mention those two names with Young and Lacey, but let's not forget it. It does take an offensive line to block, a center to snap, a quarterback to give.
Well, he's just all along giving a long chat to his offense. I'm sure part of that is reminding them we are out of timeouts now. If you catch this ball inbounds, do whatever you can to get out of bounds. Conversely, Nick Kelly's probably telling him keep him in bounds.
This is where you want to be.
Thompson lowering the shoulder, looking for the edge, and he's got them within range despite a big head at the end of the run. Now, ladies and gentlemen, they still have a conversion they need to make.
Good run, head down. Look, South Australia just converged to the middle. That was unfortunately probably what undid them there, but just a top run.
22 points to 20. We do not play extra time in the tournament format.
Gee, really impressive speed. That's Thompson, did you say?
Yes, indeed.
Very impressive speed, just the burst to start leaving people just before he got to the end zone. Get that guy in space there.
So, if the scores are tied at regulation, both teams will get a point on their respective ladders. 23 seconds, but of course...
I'm just going to say, Kenny, South Australia, just send the house.
Exactly right.
Because you know it's going to plug every gap, and then if they get the pass off, James has to be cool and calm underneath.
Exactly right.
Just send the house.
Don't need to get cute with it. Create pressure, force them to make the play under pressure.
And then alternatively, All-Stars, just do what you've been doing. Pick your two best offensive linemen and run right behind them. Or even snap it directly to James, have the fullback or the running back lead block, and just let James take it over.
Well, Lacey's back in the game.
Oh, wouldn't this be great?
Well, let's see if they get cute with it and try to do the old fake to Lacey and get James McCullough to the outside.
Who's blitzing? Anybody blitzing up the middle?
Surely they're all blitzing. That's exactly the case. They give it to Lacey. He's stuffed, making the play for the Sharks. And look at him on the ground, waiting for a number. It's number 32, Alex Rossi.
Really good job there by Alex Rossi. I'll tell you what I don't like about that call, Kenny, is you had Lacey going across the field. He is a north-south guy, straight up, run straight. You're trying to do this fancy thing across at a 45-degree angle. Hey, that was the call. These guys have only been together for 30 minutes. And this game, what a hell of a drive there by the All-Stars.
And they showed a lot of grit. So South Australia might have just won themselves 2 competition points.
But yeah, for me, Kenny, that is just a simple give it to Lacey right over the left guard.
Well, sometimes you talk about a team, the luxury of having like an oil tanker who can just go grab you a yard or two. That's exactly what they have in Lacey right now.
But the thing I've really enjoyed about this, Kenny, is I think we're at 3 minutes 20. And we've probably had like 4 changes of possession and insane. A score and things like that. So I was like, this has just been, this last 4 minutes of game have been fantastic.
Let's not forget, there's still 23 seconds on the clock. An onside kick here, and things get even crazier. We go into the upside down.
I'm seeing some people move over. Oh, I was about to say, you've got to have 4, a minimum of 4. But they've got actual 5-on-5. You can't do the old overload like back in the day. Be interesting to see what they do here. Is anybody going to be offsides for South Australia?
Look at the referee backing over the boards to make sure it's all equivalent. Onside kick attempt.
There it is.
Try and shovel it, and it's well recovered there, putting the baby to bed.
Nobody's got timeouts. Take a knee. We're done.
Ben Keane, and yeah, we are 1 victory formation from getting out of here on day 1.
Kenny, I'm going to leave you to it. I've got to go do a few things. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. Thank you for joining me.
Bye, viewers. See you on Tuesday.
And indeed, and I will see us out here. And we'll take another look there, and what a great play. Not only that, A couple of the other linebackers getting in there as well. Shout out to all the linebackers who had to play above their weight here. Number 38, another one of them. Tomoki Takuba. And well, it's a matter of just getting numbers right, and we'll be out of here. We are all but done here at Narrabeen for the first day. And there it is. Henshaw takes the knee, and no timeouts. And that marks the end of day one of the Junior AGL 2019 at JNATS here in the Sydney Sports Academy of Sports and Recreation here at Narrabeen. I've been Kenny Andres. I've been joining you all day. Thank you so much for your company throughout the games today, whether you tuned in just recently. Here's a recap of today's results. 45-8, 10-14, 22-20, a close win for the South Australian Sharks. We bring you back day 2 of the AGL in 2 days' time. We take a break tomorrow and return on Tuesday. We'll leave that schedule on the screen for you, but from us here at Narrabeen, it is bye for now. Thank you for joining us. See you on Tuesday.
Hello, Paul Mills, live streaming Brisbane.
Yes, hello. Do you only do live streaming?
No, we do all sorts of video production, from television commercials through to corporate videos. We even teach students how to film and edit. We've got 17 years worth of television production, from programs to series to websites to social media.
But you only work in Brisbane?
No, we don't just work in Brisbane. We actually travel all over Australia, and in the last few years we've worked in Perth and Sydney, Melbourne, Darwin, Adelaide, Toowoomba, Gold Coast, as well as Brisbane. Our equipment is very portable.
So what genius came up with your dumb name then?